Hello lovely people, this week I am back with a tag video.
Sophie Vlogs.
I have been tagged by the very lovely Alessandra and Megan over at Brushing Bookends. I will leave a link to their channel below. It is super duper interesting. I highly recommend you check them out. I've been tagged in the reread tag. I think that's the correct name. If this video has a different title, it's because I've realised later it's wrong. The concept of this will be a part 1 video where I have chosen 3 things I would like to reread, and I'll tell you a little bit about why, and then in my part 2 video I will do a little roundup after I have done the reread with my thoughts. Instead of just going for 3 books, I've made my life more complicated. That's the story of my life, isn't it? So, first of all, the first thing I want to do a reread of is the Noble Warriors trilogy by William Nicholson. This has only recently come back into my life. I, first of all, love William Nicholson. I read him a lot as a child. The Wind on Fire series, love it so much, so much, so much. These look at, in the fortress monastery on the island of Anacrea, lived the legendary fighter monks known as the Noble Warriors, or Nomana. Undefeated in combat, no one knows or understands the source of their mysterious power. And then you have like 3 main characters, and this book sort of like follows them on their journey. I'm going to tell you now, I remember very little about this series. I really liked it. I lent it to my mum. My mum loved it. She's kept it on her shelves all of these many, many years, and now she's finally given it back to me. And so because I can remember very little about it, I want to do a reread of this one specifically because I want to decide if it's worth going on the shelves or not, because I have very limited space here now. I also want to do a reread of the Wind on Fire series at some point as well, because it's been a very long time since I've read those, but I remember a lot more of the plot of those, whereas I remember very little about this. Side note, I'm really sorry if you can hear my washing machine. Girls gotta have clean sheets. The next book, my option number 2, which is another series, because again, I make my life hard, is the Abelson series by Garth Nix. This is the first book in it, Gabriel. I, again, love these books so much. I bought this book at the Scholastic Book Fair. If any of you UK people watching this have great memories of that, because I do. It was a glorious time. These, again, I remember a lot more about these, but Garth Nix has recently picked this series back up again with Clariel and Golden Hand, and I own Clariel. I haven't read it yet because I would like to do a reread of the original trilogy of these, and then I'm going to pick up that again. The basic setup of this is, who will guard the living when the dead arise? She's like they use Belle Sabriel is like the main character. She's in this school. There's like the wall divides sort of like normal society from like this expanse where there's like roaming dead things and all mysterious stuff like that. And the Abelson, it's their job to sort of contain anything that shouldn't be out there. So Sabriel has to go on this journey, and they have to use these bells, and they meet like gods, and it's just like, I don't think I can give you like an accurate summation of what this series really is about, but it's just so great, and I just loved it so much, and Sabriel was like this character who I just love, so I'm very excited to do this again, but again, it's going to take me a while because that's another 3 books. Then, my third option is I'm going to end on a group of 2 books, both of which are by Jeanette Winterson. So, Sexing the Cherry and The Passion. My top 3 Jeanette Winterson books are Orange is Not the Only Fruit, Sexing the Cherry, and The Passion. They're my faves. I haven't reread these in a long time, whereas I've reread Oranges much more frequently and recently. So I couldn't pick which one of these I wanted to do a reread of because I would like to refresh myself on both, and I've recently read the Power book in this current moment, so like Jeanette is like fresh in my mind. So I've just sort of nominated both of them. The part 2 of this is going to be a really long video, I have a feeling. Maybe I'll do it in like segments, like I'll just do reread reviews. I don't know. We'll come back to this as a topic. But suffice to say, those are my options. Thank you very much for tagging me, Alessandra and Megan. I'm going to tag Charlie at Charles Heathcote. I don't know if you're a big rereader. If you're not, don't worry about this. Just have fun reading new things. If you are, love to see your video. If you've already done this, I'm sorry I haven't seen it yet. Yes, okay. As per usual, hope you're having a super lovely day, and I'll see you next week for something different.